Welcome everybody to Forrest's little corner of Is This the Best Anime?
No, I'm renaming this. Is this the best sports anime?
Oh, okay.
Because I to be fair, this is a great anime. I don't think it's the best anime of all
Is this
time.
the best? wasn't it a movie?
No, it's 11 episodes.
It's a show.
Very short. But, I was like, oh, I can watch it, go through it really quickly. I didn't think,
Was it in English?
of course. I do have some issues that I'm going to talk about right out the front that changes everything in the show.
What are we watching again?
We're watching Ping Pong, the animation. Came out in 2014.
2014.
Directed by Masaki Yusa.
Almost 10 years ago.
Yep. We should have waited. It's coming out in 2024. Get a 10-year anniversary on this thing. But Masaki Yusa, great director, as always. His art style is interesting, to say the least.
Always interesting.
Always.
I do
always
feel
out there.
Well, let's start off with the animation of the show. I do. The thing is, the thing about his animation is when people are not doing shit, it's very blobby.
Yeah, like it just looks like garbage.
I'm like, I could be an animator for him.
I mean, that's more of that's a thing of just
Style.
for ping pong anyway, right? Because what I love about him as a director is every show is so different from each other.
Yeah.
You can tell it's him.
But you can tell it's
Yeah.
him, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you compare this to like Devilman, right?
Yeah.
Which is also by him, but it does.
But Devilman's
exhibit-
clean almost throughout all of it.
Yeah.
Where this has
Cleaner.
where this has like moments where the characters are kind of just like blob of paint,
Uh-huh.
and you're like, oh, I know who that is by hair color. Or he got glasses, or he
Yeah.
doesn't have glasses. And like all his art's kind of like that, which is nice.
Mhm.
It also reminds me of like a One Punch artist, or whatever
One,
his name
yeah,
is.
his one is
Yeah, where his art is very choppy, but when he does the good stuff, it's like clean. So I like the show. It's like animation the whole time. I do like we're talking, it looks okay, but then when they go into the cuts of the playing, it's basically like a shonen where they're doing like cuts of just like frozen shots or like the whole screen's black but the outline is white.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Be hyped.
I did not expect that from this show at all. I'm like, it's a show about ping pong. I'm like, I like ping pong. It's cool, but can it be that cool?
Like, why are you making it look extra cool? You're setting my expectations up here.
Yeah. You got a list of what?
I just have a list of everything he's done. I was just reminding myself just to
okay.
make sure I don't say a show that wasn't his that I thought was his.
It looks like his, but not.
Yeah.
Is Sunny Boy on there?
No, it's not.
It might as well have been.
No, it's not.
We don't have to go through the list.
Even out of the ones he has, like everything is just so different from each other
Oh, yeah.
in either direction. He did an episode of Space Dandy. I didn't know that.
I think it's in the midway. It's like
Episode
5 or
16.
6. Oh. Was that how many episodes of that show? Is that 24?
Yeah,
Holy
it's
shit.
like 24. Which is funny because that episode came out the same year that this show came out. That he did.
Space Dandy's 2014?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was newer?
what? I thought it was newer. Oh, I'm old. Oh. But, okay. That makes sense. Anyway, guys. So this show it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
There's nothing to complain about the looks. The things I do complain about is more on the Crunchyroll side.
Fuck you, Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll sucks as usual. It's an older anime, so the subtitling is different.
Yeah.
It's a yellow subtitle?
No, it's still white.
no.
That's
Oh,
not the
okay,
issue.
okay.
They don't subtitle anything written. So there's a lot of text messages
Oh,
that,
you're like,
or
I
like
wish you could read.
or like character. They'd show the character, his number or his age, which I'm guessing his age because it's like 16,
Yeah.
17. So I'm like, oh, it's his age, I guess. But nothing about him. So it's probably like, like one of the main guys is like the dragon or something, whatever like that.
Right.
But he pops up, it shows his age, and it's in Japanese writing, and I can't read the rest. So I'm like, I don't know what his specialty is. And then the other big issue that really hindered this show for me is China.
Uh-huh.
That's what they call him throughout the show. He does have another name, which I forgot, started with a K.
It was just China.
Well, that's what they called him there because he's the Chinese immigrant that is god tier at
Yeah.
ping pong.
Obviously.
It's where is he? Where is he? Is he even on there? Oh yeah, it's the orange guy.
Yeah.
Fucking sexy dude, great guy, love him. They didn't subtitle or dub any of the Chinese.
We just
So I'm sitting there, he'll come on screen, and like the first time he comes on screen, it's a small dialogue between him and his coach.
Yeah.
And then his coach subtitles it. But the scenario does not seem right for what the coach said. It's basically like everyone's talking to him, and he's got that snobby attitude, like he doesn't want to be bothered.
Right.
Like you can tell by how he
Very
acts,
aloof.
how he talks.
Yeah.
But then the coach is like, "Oh, he doesn't want to play today because he's jet lagged." I'm pretty sure he didn't say that.
But you just
But
context
it's very contexty. But so I'm like, oh, maybe they just don't subtitle. He gets voice over it all the time by his coach or something.
Yeah.
But then you go into like episode 3, and it's a lot about him, and he's talking a lot, and I don't know anything he said throughout this whole show. He'll come on screen, and I can tell context-wise what he's trying to say. I don't know exactly what he's saying.
Did someone in the comments was just like, "This is what he said"? Or
I don't know, but we'll come watching it offline. So that's the big
Yeah,
issue.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it. But there's parts of the show I'm just like, he's like, "Oh no, I'm getting beat," but he's saying a lot of words, and I don't know what exactly he's saying. I know there's parts where the coach is yelling at him, and I'm guessing he's gonna say, "If you don't win, you're gonna get deported," basically.
Wow.
Well, because that's like the whole big thing is
Yeah,
for
yeah,
him
yeah.
is he's not good enough to be national team of China, so he should sweep everyone in Japan. But then he does lose, or he's about to lose in
Yeah.
certain matches, and there's a lot of yelling between the coach at him. And then the last thing, spoilers, the show's old as fuck. If you're watching this, you're probably watching it because you've seen
You've
it.
probably seen the show.
Is he loses at the end, really early on to some of the best players.
Damn.
So him and his coach are sitting down in the grass, and they're having a normal conversation. You can tell it's upbeat, or it's like, "Oh, you lost, but it's okay. We'll figure out a way," basically. And you can tell his whole attitude throughout the show has changed anyway. Because he went from the snobby asshole that didn't want to be bothered to his mother comes to cook for the company, or the team, and they all join him, and he becomes more of a teammate. And he speaks Japanese towards the end, so it's more like
He finally gets.
you find
It's character
the issue is
progression.
they dub him, and then they dub him in the most racist way.
Oh.
So it's very
Oh, no.
it's the Chinese English. So it's very you're like it's fine. It's a different time period. But at that
10
point,
years ago,
Well, I
that's
wonder what the sub is like. Is it the same thing? Is like I'm guessing it's the same voice actor for him in Chinese, and they just
Probably.
leave it that way. So when he speaks, when the
Is that broken
when the
Japanese?
Japanese voice actor speaks for him in Japanese, is it also
I'll have
is
to,
it also that way?
I'll look it up later because you guys seen it. Do you remember?
No, it's 10 years
Yeah, that's
ago.
what I
Yeah,
kinda
it's
thought.
fucking forever
I think
ago.
I probably watched it in not Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something better.
yeah.
It probably
Yeah,
had
probably.
the translator's notes.
Funimation. That's where
Right,
you watch
right,
it.
right,
It's
right. High
definitely on
dive.
the
The
high dive.
best part of
Yeah.
fan subs is the extra little notes they'll put into places.
I love those guys.
You're
They're doing
like,
the Lord's work.
You're doing the Lord's work.
Crunchyroll, get on
the
this
real
fucking
ones.
level.
The real ones.
Yeah, but he becomes more. He's like he starts to joke around. They're like, because he's like, "Oh, you want to play?" He's like, "You want to play with me?" He's like, "Yeah, we'll practice." And he starts playing. He's like, "Oh, if you do this bit, you'll get better." Instead of like most of the time, he was more demotivating.
Yeah.
Where at the end, he becomes more of a motivator. He seems like he'll be a coach in the future, is what he'll be, and he motivates everyone around him. He's like, "Oh, you'll get better," and they're like, "Oh, well, I'll get as good as you." He's like, No, you want? And they're like, but he's like, maybe one day. So it's his arc was really nice, but I said the only issue is like I could tell what his arc went through without being able to understand anything that happened.
Yeah, which is good, right?
Yeah.
To a certain degree, right?
Yeah. Well, that means from just the Chinese and the animation and the voice tones, I could understand his mentality through the whole movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Drill show.
Did it make you appreciate it more, or were you just like, fuck this?
With the Chinese, like I couldn't understand it.
Yeah, we're just trying to get context clues or what he was trying to say.
At the beginning, it was kind of like, fuck this. Like, I would skip through certain scenes of his because it would be like him at an airport, and I can't even tell his tone-wise what was going on.
Yeah.
So I just kind of skip it. But towards any game he would play or when he was dealing with his team or his coach, he would be more, it was more understandable personality-wise.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the biggest issue with this show is I couldn't understand one of the main
big
characters.
Yeah.
But everything else, I love this show. Talking about the main characters, which I thought was interesting. It's all about Smiles, which is the glass player, which everyone thinks he's a robot because he doesn't smile. He's very robotic, what he does. He's very good, but he doesn't. In the beginning, he would play more as like, or not fuck you. It's more as, oh, I don't want you to lose and give up, so I'll lose on purpose. And then he becomes later on fuck you. I'm just doing this for fun, but everyone keeps pushing me, so I just want to get this done with. So I'm just gonna play. And then you have Happy Guy. I don't remember his name. He's the main guy, the main front cover guy, which I thought was gonna be the main character, because in the beginning he's very talkative. He's the best player on their team. He gets destroyed by Chinese guy, like 0 to 11, like just melted. And you're like, and then he just stops playing. So you're like, oh, so he's not the main character. Then Robot takes over. Here, Smiles. And then the coach is very funny. I love the coach. Yeah. He motivates them the whole time. He's like, you come into practice at 5 in the morning. And then Smiles like, oh, I got to practice extra. He's like, you're really good, but you don't have to show up. And he kind of keeps pushing him. And then he basically gives Smile basically either you get good and you beat me and I won't bother you ever again, or if I beat you, I'm putting a leash around your neck. You're going to be my dog. Like, legit, I'm going to walk you through the school with the leash and everything. And then they play. He somehow gets motivated, destroys the old man so bad that he has to go home for like multiple weeks. He's like 70 trying to beat this kid. But, so you're like, oh, he's the main character. So you follow his arc. He's destroying all these fucking poor nobodies. He destroys a nobody so bad that there's a comic relief character in the first arc of the season. He destroys him like 11-1.
Wow.
And he beats him in the fastest time out of like everything.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I just want to go home and cry. He's like, you know what? Ping pong's not for me. So throughout his whole arc, he tries to find what his life goal is. So he's a traveler. He does this. Nothing follows him until the end, and he comes back and watches the game. He's like, you know what ping pong was for me. It's a great character. Super funny. But other than that, then you just normal battles. The normal shonen battles versus ping pong.
Some of the craziest, like ping pong games ever as well. From what I remember, it's just like the animation of every game was always just like so smooth, it's so nice.
Like obviously the last battles are always the best fights because so his friend, Smiley's friend, comes back and he's like, I want to do ping pong. I do feel the motivation. Comes back, has the old lady teach him. Another funny character, and so he goes from being good and cocky to actually learning how to better his skills. He injures his knee, and you're like, oh, he's going nowhere. He won't be able to play again. But he pushes through it, and then he fights the dragon, which is like he won the gold medal in singles in the world. So everyone's like, oh, if you lose to him, it makes sense. But, so the battle was between the happy guy and the dragon. And you're like, oh, he's got the broken knee. He's fucked. The dragon just hates life. He's doing it for his family instead of doing it for himself. And during that battle, he's getting the happy guy's getting destroyed by the dragon, and then it's like 2-0, and then he just flips it around and just starts fucking murking the guy, and he's like making fun of him and all this shit. And then you see the other guy find his happiness in the game instead of just being like, it's another win, it's more money. I'm doing this for family and not for the game, not for myself. Which is, it's great to see his character arc. And then the final battle is between Smiles and his friend.
Oh, nice.
What was your favorite character?
Nations. My favorite character,
It was the Chinese guy. Obviously.
I did really like the Chinese guy from the thing I couldn't understand. But I think the coach.
Oh, the coach.
The old man, very motivating. He's a straight up asshole about everything. He's like, you could be better, but you're such a just fucking dickhead. You're so lazy. He's like kicking his ass, making fun of him, bullying him like almost constantly. And then the other old lady as the other coach is also really funny. And all in all, I think this is probably one of the best sports anime I've ever seen.
It's good. It's up there. It's great.
Top 10? Top 5?
Top 5, I think.
Hell yeah.
I've seen not many sports animes.
Both of the ones I've seen, this is fantastic.
This is set the bar.
Like I have Kabaddi at number 1.
Wow. Why?
And Big Wind Up at number 2.
What's the one with the BB guns?
Oh fuck! What was that game?
The cute girls doing cute things.
Yeah,
With BB guns?
yeah. It was the one where they had to shoot targets, but with guns.
Yeah.
That's number 3, obviously. No, this is easily a top show. Just period. I rate this like a 9.5.
Hell yeah.
Almost. It might be a 10 if I understood what China said, but you can blame Crunchyroll on that.
I'll rewatch and I'll let you know next week.
Yeah, you tell me what happens in the show when he goes on it. But I don't know. I think it's just one of the greatest shows. It had your basic multiple characters, which for a while I couldn't tell who the main character is because it's very flip-floppy.
I think I like that because it doesn't matter because they're all likable. And these are all great characters.
Well, I always feel like sports anime, that's kind of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's normally even still like a bad team or like a team you're trying to beat. But this is all solo, but every player felt like they had their own full arc. Yeah. It wasn't even like Dragon. I thought he was just the straightest. He was the villain of the show. Or what
you would consider the antagonist,
right? Because I'm like, oh, you're just here to beat him. Yeah. But then the last episodes are a story about how he's an asshole to like people in his life because that's what he thinks his family wants.
Yeah.
And then he learns at the end, he's like, oh, I lost, but fuck it. I had fun. I should live for myself. And that's what he does.
Character growth.
Yeah. China was the same way. He thought he was the main villain. He makes top 4 in the first game, but he still loses to some of the best players. But he still gained growth. There was growth. Everything had growth. All the bad guys. He had fucking glasses dude. Other glasses dude over here. He has no talent, like legit no talent. But he trains so hard that he wanted to be good, and it makes him a top 10 contender.
Mm-hmm. And he's just satisfying character.
Yeah. So. All it is, I'd recommend this show to any non-sports anime fan, just from the animation alone.
It's a brilliant show.
11 episodes.
Yep, easy plow through.
If you're gonna watch it, don't watch it on Crunchyroll, or watch it on Crunchyroll and watch it probably subbed.
Yeah, maybe it is better. Maybe the subtitles are a little different.
But it's subtitled to English.
True. I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Because I don't understand that part. That just doesn't make sense to me. Because normally if you watch anime subbed or dubbed, it's dubbed in Japanese. It's dubbed with the Japanese words, but then the English is slightly different to match the mouth movements. So you get a little difference.
Maybe it was a director choice to have you alienate yourself from that character, but
There's no way. There's just moments of the show you just don't understand. Like, it's not enough context from what's going on around him to understand the conversation. Whereas at most of it you could understand by like, oh, he's getting yelled at by coach, and then there's a plane. I'm guessing it's like, oh, you're going back home if you don't win this. That's context clues I got from it. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I got from the show.
9.5. You heard it here first.
Yep.
He's about to update his mail list.
Sure he did. Do it every day. But you should watch the show. If you love the show, I'd love to hear why. And then if you know what happened with the Chinese guy, I'd love to know what his full character growth was.
Recommend him another one for Forrest, similar to this. He'll watch it.
I'll watch anything, pretty much at this point, as long as it's good.
Finally getting to watch IQ.
No, that's too long for him.
Yeah, that's right.
I did go through a lot of long stuff this past week. Did Death Note. I did.
That was only 24 episodes.
36.
You did Brotherhood.
It's 36?
Yeah, it's 24 good and then 12 bad.
That's right.
And then I did Brotherhood.
60-something episodes.
Yeah.
70 or whatever it is.
I finished 2 other shows this week.
3 seasons of IQ?
It might be more than that now, right?
No, it's just 3.
It's just 3 seasons.
But is it better than Ping Pong?
It's up there.
It's up there.
Very good. It's up there.
I might watch it though.
Yeah.
Is that, or do I do Kuroko no Basket, or?
I don't know. I think you've seen more Kuroko than I have.
I really like Kuroko no Basket, but I was very like shonen,
Like very shonen
basketball.
Too shonen-y? Is
Is
Haikyuu not shonen-y?
No.
What he means is that the people in the
They have
they have like they got like powers.
They got special abilities.
They have legit powers?
They got-
No, they don't powers. They're just because
Special
they're-
shots. It's like
Yeah, they're
spinning
like-
fireball, slam dunk.
There's this dude. He's like, I can shoot from whenever in the court
Yeah.
or whatever, and he does 3 points from wherever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Basically. Or
So
this
they got,
other guy
like-
is like really good at dribbling. He's like dribbling god.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah. They got powers.
So it's real life powers.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
good at the one thing.
Or like this other guy is like, oh, well.
but like almost inhumanly good.
yeah, like
Okay.
That's what we
my
mean.
intuition, or like I can see the future because I can read the game so well, so I know what you're gonna do. I'm like, yeah, all right, dude.
I can
like
see by the
it's
shift of his
it's
stance, he's going left.
What was it, Blue Lock? Like the Blue Lock kid that's just like, I can see the whole from the back. I see everything and how it all moves. And
Okay.
It's kind of like
Haikyuu's
that.
not like that.
No.
Do you know if Haikyuu is dubbed?
Yes. I don't know if all of it's dubbed though.
If all 3 seasons of it are,
I'll have to look into
it
it.
might not be.
I can go through a few.
I think that one's more I would say like the sports scenes are really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say, just as a side note, it's probably too late. Everyone probably left. I do not rate voice acting in these, unless the voice acting is so
Stands.
tremendous
Yeah.
that it needs to be talked about. Either way,
Mhm.
this show was good. The voice acting was English. There's nothing
I can
crazy about it.
understand
Yeah, I can understand most of it, so I say it's fine.
Amazing.
So.
Well, thank you everybody for watching so far. If you haven't seen Ping Pong, I mean, you gotten this far. Well, he's talked about most of it, but so
There's a lot I didn't talk
Go
about.
watch it. Go watch it. It's an amazing show. You need to experience it.
If you're watching, did you probably already watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you did, I mean, talk about it. Like, what'd you like about the show? Did you like the show? Maybe you hated it.
Is
right?
it the best anime
maybe
of all time?
maybe Masaki Yusa's an acquired
It's pretty
taste.
damn close at this point. Like, I'll have to go through the other ones and see.
You know, maybe he's a little bit of an acquired taste. All the shows are kind of weird, right? But they're all absolute masterpieces. So
It's definitely
For the
an
most part.
artist taste.
exactly. So thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, peace.